Good morning, good people. Today is Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. This month is 1/3 over. 1/3 over. So time is flying by quickly. See, my name is Edward Bevilacqua. This is Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help our students and other interested people on their journey through this life. All right. And this is day 2 of week 3 in our neuroscience-oriented approach to success, where this week we call Outside My Skull-Sized Kingdom. And our goal is to learn how to get other people to help us on our journey, because we cannot do it alone. We need other people. So this week we learned how to do it. Yesterday was David Logan, business school professor at USC. He's probably retired by now. And his thing was join a tribe, nudge it forward. We talked about what is a tribe. A tribe is people that are like us. Our church group, our sports team group, our whatever, the social organizations, associations that we are part of. Join one of those that matches our interests and nudge it forward. That's what he said. Today, we're going to take it to the next level, which is, okay, great. And now how do I nudge? How do I nudge them forward? I understand how to join a tribe. I understand what a tribe is. How do I nudge it forward? Seth Godin gives a 4-step process, which we'll talk about a little bit later. We've got a really big shoe. Please make a point of down below to save, share, or click on the bell, do all those things. You know the thing to do. Good morning, what not a bevy. How are you today? So our themo is judging forgiveness. It's down below. Jordan Peterson talking about forgiveness, the steps to forgive, and they parallel, so this is a psychologist, they parallel Luke 17:3. And though he makes a good point, we've all done things we should not be given forgiveness of. We've all done things that should not be forgiven. But if we did not forgive, it would be a very bad world. If we didn't forgive one another for things that are not forgivable. Let's see. Maticus von Atticus has arrived. Muy bien, on my way to class de español. Molto bene, as Lucy might say. Molto bene. Very good. Okay. So are you on the bus? All right. So forgiveness. Again, Jordan Peterson says in the little thing down below, he's talking about forgiveness. In order to forgive someone, they first of all have to admit what they've done, say they're sorry, they're never going to do it again. This very much is not parallel, but 100% in sync with Luke 17:6, where Jesus tells how to forgive. If someone sins against you, rebuke them. In other words, get it off your chest. Here's what you did. Here's why it was offensive, etc., etc. Lay it out there, and if they repent, they take ownership of it, and then they say they've had a change of heart and mind and soul. Not they say they've had a change of heart and mind. If they have had a change of my heart, mind, and soul, then you must forgive them. Because if you don't forgive other people, God is not going to forgive you. I'm outside the building now, been walking. Okay, been walking. Is that any relation to Bin Laden? She's been walking. Sophie been walking. Interesting name. Okay, Atticus fought Atticus actually has court today. Before you ask me to drive 20 minutes to pick you up and drive you 20 minutes to get you there, I have to do my show today. So no, the answer is no. I have to prepare for my show. I don't have 40 minutes that I can take out from doing the show, but you've got two people there that can drive you. And if you get to be friends with the people you live with, that's the whole point of this week is to how to get other people to help you do what you want, not from a position of begging. Begging is asking for something and giving nothing in return, as opposed to an agreement, bargain for exchange. I'll do this for you if you do that for me. That's how you should do it. People who get used to begging, give me this, man, because I have nothing. I promised to pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. That's a bargain for exchange, but it's hey, man, we're both cool guys. You're a cool guy. Give me a ride. Oh, you can't? Well, you're a son of a bitch. Son of a beep. Okay. Much good luck, Atticus von Atticus. Right. Just don't hesitate to show them your stuff. Go to the library. I have a Linux machine that does not. Now I have a Linux computer that does not work with my printer, my HP printer. So in order to print, I have to send it from my phone, but HP thing will only do PDFs. So if you have a docs file, I can save it as a PDF and print it. If you have anything else, a PNG, JPEG, anything like that, I can't print it. It's too much work for me to try to print it. So anyway, moving along. I turned it in. Oh, good. Perfect. All right. So good luck in court today. I gave the executive director for Nevada Legal Services the Hetza paperwork, your whole case for him to look at, hoping to do something with them for restorative justice of people who are indigent, cannot afford an attorney. Anyway, moving right along, advice from an 80-year-old. Advice from an 80-year-old. Whistle. Always look on the bright. So that is from The Life of Brian. That's the ending scene where they're all whistling and singing. Well, don't worry about that. Just if they say something like that, then they should have put it on the paperwork. You followed the instructions on the paperwork. It didn't say anything about you need to turn this in early. Technically, you need to show it to the judge, not to the bureaucrats. Okay, moving right along. Judging forgiveness. Okay, so that's our theme of today. Advice from an 80-year-old is whistle. Right, whistle. That's kind of like appreciating music and producing music in a way that is not totally not good. People will forgive you poor whistling more than they'll forgive poor singing. All right. Seth Godin. What does Seth have to say? A starting point for the blog. The challenge of a library is the card catalog. If you don't know what you're looking for, it's hard to find much of anything. The challenge of the web is the search box for the same reason. It's efficient once you're on a mission, but it requires you to go first. And the chat interface of Claude and ChatGPT is more of the same. Faced with infinite choice, what we really need is a guide. By request, then, 10 places to start on this blog. Notes to myself. 65 principles distilled from 10,000 plus posts. The smallest viable audience. This will reframe how you think about mass without scale and about marketing. Seeking yo-yo. Perhaps we need more humanity and less more. Energy and systems complexity. Systems thinking that connects beans to bureaucracies to solar panels. Failing in the trough, a practical visual framework anyone with customers can use immediately. The AI effort gap, 6 sentences that reframe the entire AI conversation. Enrollment, the deep dive into how change actually happens, not through authority or money, but through people choosing the journey. Better than the cheap alternative. What sort of work is worth doing, particularly by you? The strategy questions. 53 questions from This Is Strategy. We have that book here. What Not a Bevy and I went through it. This is number 10,000, the meta post. It would be great if there were a similar service for your project, your work, and your interactions with empty search boxes. One approach, ask the AI what you should be asking about. A good librarian is priceless. So, try and figure out the point of this one. By requesting in 10 places to start on this blog. And these are hyperlinks. Okay, I clicked on one. It took me to another blog. Oh. Okay. So this blog post lists 10 other blog posts in it. Okay, so I know that it's good. I can't understand. I can't figure it out in this short period of time, but I know because it's from Seth Godin that it is great. And how are we doing for time, such a runic rhyme? Let's see if there's anything else on there. Okay, so let's talk about Seth Godin. Let's talk about day 2, week 3. How do you nudge your tribe forward? This is an important thing. How do you nudge it forward? So Seth Godin says there's actually 4 steps to nudging forward. Step 1, find something to change. He says if you can't change anything in your tribe, you don't have any chance of changing anything, right? I mean, it's kind of like circular. If there's nothing to change, there's nothing to lead. There's nothing to change, there's nothing to lead. All right? If you can't get people to change, what are you going to do? So find something to change. How do you do that? Well, number 1, you observe, what's good around here, what's bad around here, what could be improved, etc. Another way, ask people, hey, what do you like about this place? What could be better? Okay, once you find part of the status quo to change, now you need to tell a compelling story. Once you tell a compelling story, now you need to connect the true believers and ignore the non-true believers. What does that mean? Well, connect the true believers. So the people who believe what you believe, you need to draw them in and ignore the non-true believers. So this is a very important. Jesus gave the same advice to his disciples when he sent them out. He said, go to a town. If they don't want to listen to you, if they don't accept you, dust off your sandals and go to the next town. Don't argue with them. Just go to the next place. Just keep moving forward. Connect the true believers. Connect the people who want to bond with you. Ignore the others. The bureaucrats have my paperwork. Good. Okay. So that's step 3. 1, find something to change. 2, tell a compelling story. 3, connect the true believers. And equally importantly, ignore the non-true believers. Don't argue with them. Don't engage in argument. If they say something, say, okay, so you're saying 2 + 2 = 5. Okay, cool, great, good. If that works for you, super. And then you go back to the people who are the true believers. Next is you lead them, because they're going to say, we're with you, like in Jerry Maguire, Dorothy in accounting. I will go with you. Okay, so who's coming with me? I will go with you. And then she's like, right now? He says, yeah, let's go right now. So lead them. That's it. So how do you find something to change? You observe, you ask around. Tell a compelling story. Connect the true believers, ignore the non-true believers, and then lead them. And according to Seth Godin, what you're going to find is we all want somebody to lead us. We want that. We're starving for it. We're hungry. We want a shepherd. We want people who will step up and say, follow me. That's what we want. So Seth Godin says, here's how you do it. Now, tomorrow, spoiler alert, tomorrow, actually next week, yeah, take a bite out of something. So next week is, I have a very big meeting with somebody who is a producer that can take our show to the next level. I'm going to take a bite out of it. So, spoiler alert for tomorrow. Tomorrow we learn how to tell a compelling story. Simon Sinek is back. Yep, he was with us last Wednesday. No. Yeah, he was with us. No, last Tuesday. He'll be with us this Wednesday, tomorrow, talking about how do you tell a compelling story. And this is something from Atticus von Atticus also. How do you tell a compelling story? I'm not going to tell you that, but that's what tomorrow is about. Simon Sinek, how do you tell a compelling story? Okay, other big things on our hit parade. Yesterday I was at the NAN meeting in Las Vegas. Good meeting, very well attended. The mayor of Las Vegas was there. The state secretary of state was there. Cisco Aguilar was there. A bunch of female judges were there. Very feminizationized group. So you have a leader, President Bush, who fits the feminized crowd. The former leader, one who started it, Gene, who gets a lot of credit, a lot of deference, is not a feminized guy. So the question is, how do us older masculine traits-oriented people, how do we I don't want to say assimilate, how do we cooperate with, coexist with feminized groups who want to change things? How do we make that happen? You know, on one hand, you can say the masculine types, the Steve Jobs, the Bill Gates, the Steve Ballmers, the Larry Ellison types, the Elon Musk types, the Paige and Bryn types, those types of guys that had a vision and went for it. What happens when they're all gone? Because we don't have any female comparables. We don't have any female comparables in politics. And the feminization is to basically say these masculine roles do not work anymore. The things that got us to where we are, we need to evolve, adapt, and change. So what happens to the guys who are still in the game when the tipping point occurs? Do they no longer have value? I would say they still have value. It'd be like in the days of jousting, where the king would have a knight joust for him. Oops, time is up. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow, and cut.